Ladies and gentlemen,
gentlemen,
welcome back to episode 10.
10. It's a fucking 10.
Fucking 10.
Episode 10 of Two Guys Drink, where we escape our families and come BS about random stuff and
Let's be
drink
realistic.
whiskey.
That is literally the most scripted thing I think we've ever done on this show.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Sorry, guys. We're cheesing it up a little bit.
Well, we did script our advertisement on the podcast side a little bit.
True.
Whoa.
However, on that note, this is episode 10.
10.
And we have a special guest in LJACK. We've been promising her for a while.
Laura
so
Jack
she's
is
here.
finally
Yeah.
here. We finally got her out of her cave.
And she's here.
And she's here.
On 10.
And she's our sponsor because she brought our unofficial sponsor.
Yeah, I got this unofficial sponsor here. It's Gentleman Jack. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of shiny.
It's kind of hiding.
Right.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
kind of
right there. I think
It's kind of
that's it.
fancy.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
well,
the
we
best of
we're
the
gentlemen.
best.
We got 3 shots, and somehow I got the most
For some
in my
fancy
glass.
gentlemen here.
Cheers.
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 Oh.
Oh, spilling.
Seepage.
Why is my cup dirty?
Okay, now that I've been drinking whiskey more, that's not so bad.
It's delicious.
That's not bad. Like, I used to hate Jack, but then, like, now that I've been drinking whiskey more, that is not bad. And it's also chilled a little bit, which helps, probably.
It's
always
been in the
helps.
cooler from this past weekend.
Okay, so before we get into what we're actually going to do today, I have to call a spade here. And I have to say that Ian actually tied in the draft competition, in my opinion. Or I at least get a half point because the Dallas Cowboys signed Anthony Hines III as a free agent after the draft, which he was like, I think my 7th round draft choice or my 6th round draft choice.
I don't have a clue on that part, but time out here. Okay. You could be the tiebreaker on this because he signed as a undrafted free agent.
Yeah, but it was a draft.
That's not a draft.
free
He
agent.
didn't get drafted. The draft is 7 rounds. He didn't get drafted. He signed a contract
I at least
as an
get a half a
undrafted
point that I
free
picked
agent.
one
And
random
hold
ass
on,
dude.
hold
I
on,
will give him
hold on,
half a
hold on,
point though.
hold on,
on that.
but
He did have the name.
I had the right name.
I
And
would
the
give
right
you credit for the
team.
name, but the part that I stick out is not even the free agent part. It is the undrafted.
I still
free
think it's
agent.
cool that I nailed the name that late. That's a late pick to nail it, you know? So clearly he was on their board. They
Right.
just didn't take him, right? So
And
anyways,
your board, clearly.
that's my 2 cents. But LJACK came
Yeah,
and
he had
brought
no
him.
clue at that point.
I mean, he still called it out though. He
Yeah, I
gave
knew
his
what
2
position
cents
we needed.
before the draft. He knew that this was somebody that was on their radar or should be on
No,
the
he knew the
radar.
position.
I knew the
He knew the
position that was
position.
on the radar.
He knew the
And then I
position.
picked
That
some
was just
random ass
that was just
name.
random name.
Yeah, it was luck of the draw. But and then LJACK brought the whiskey this time, so I have one more for next round, and then it's back on you.
No, Laura Jack brought this one. You got the next one because this would be.
count towards me.
Yeah,
No,
why
she
can't
said
it?
she brought
I
it.
gave him a half a point and I brought the whiskey.
Man, you're cheating.
I know.
You're
I'm
cheating.
sliding
You
right
ain't
in,
cheating,
taking
you
care
ain't
of the
trying,
business.
all right? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Bill Belichick style up in here, all right?
Right?
All right, so I did the research for this show, and we are going to talk about, we're all movie fans here, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was going to say, I know you love movies, but
Yeah.
we're going to talk about casting what ifs. Shout out to the Ringer Podcast Network. They have a podcast. It's called the Rewatchable Podcast that I listen to from time to time when it's a movie I like. And at the end, they always do like casting what ifs, people that were up for the part and didn't get it. And what do they think it would have changed the movie, if it would have been better, worse, whatever. So
Gotcha.
I went through and did a bunch of research, and I got these all from supposedly legitimate sources. I didn't go on like Reddit or anything, right? I went on actual like movie websites and stuff like that.
IMDb.
So this is some of the ones that I came up with, and there's actually quite a bit on here. So this should take up a good amount of our time of BSing today. And you guys don't know anything about what's on this list. So I'm
Me and
kinda excited
LJACK
about it.
didn't know this
Interesting,
until
yeah.
5 minutes ago.
I might need
So-
another shot for this.
First one, Robin Williams to play Hagrid in Harry Potter.
Wait.
Wow, I don't know if I can even see that.
Well, Hagrid obviously is what do they call it when he's projected a lot larger than he really is.
Just the facial features of Robin Williams. I don't even know if I can.
He'd have a
think that.
beard, you know. He'd be entertaining for sure.
He's always entertaining in everything he does. But I just watched Miss Doubtfire last night, of all things. So
I'm a
And then-
fan. I'm a big fan
He was a great
I'm a fan of him.
Yeah,
I just don't know.
And
if that
Hagrid
was...
is one of my favorite characters in Harry
See,
Potter.
I feel like no matter what role you put him in,
man.
he's gonna do well in it. So I feel like
He played the genie.
yeah, I mean, there's no way to get around that he would have been able to do it and accomplish it. I mean,
I
for
can
sure.
agree, but Harry Potter, and I think we said this a few episodes ago, and you said this was the most rewatchable movie for you, was the Harry Potter trilogy.
Oh, absolutely. The trilogy.
I have
that
a hard.
or Rocky.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Just the characters that are in that movie were so
Oh yeah, Snape.
set. I can't see anybody replacing any of them, and I have a feeling that's where a lot of this list is going to go. Because I can't see somebody replacing that person.
But the weird part is Dumbledore did get replaced.
He did after episode 1.
He
Yeah, the
passed
original.
away.
Yeah.
No, it was after episode 3.
You sure?
I don't know.
I thought it was 1.
But you almost, even watching it straight through, you almost can barely tell. They did such a good job that you can almost barely tell. The voice is a little different, and the look's just a tad.
The look's a little. If you look at,
I actually like the second.
I like the second one better.
The second one better. Also.
Well, he's the majority.
But it's not just about that. I just think that he really identified with the role and like took it over. Really,
I personally think Robin Williams would have been awesome as Hagrid. I would have loved every minute of it.
I could see it. I could physically in my mind.
Rest in peace.
I could change. I could change that character right now in my mind, and I could totally see it.
Here's my problem.
But I do like Hagrid. The original.
I do too. But my problem is Hagrid is cool as Hagrid is, and I love Hagrid in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He is not a front person. He is a secondary person in the movie. Robin Williams in that role kind of projects him further up than he should be.
Yeah,
than he
should
should
be.
be.
He may have been too big of a star.
And his personality just too it's just too big.
Yeah.
Because Hagrid kind of comes off as like, kind of a scary guy too. And no offense, but Robin Williams, you look into his eyes, he's like, you're like,
once again, Robin Williams
want to hug and shit. Like it's like cuddly.
I was gonna say once again, he's great at everything, and he probably would have been great at that. I just can't.
Yeah, I agree. I get it. I think he's too big for it.
Here's one of my absolute favorites on this, and it's so good, and I 100% agree with it so much that they should remake it
just for this.
Just for this, because he's still young and they can still do it.
Okay.
Will Smith to play Neo in The Matrix.
Hmm.
I love Will Smith. I even asked my wife tonight as I'm putting this list together. I'm like, okay, you want to talk about great actors? Keanu Reeves, I can name like 20 bad films he's been in.
Yep.
Will Smith, I can't name a single.
I can't name a bad thing Will Smith's ever done.
And Will Smith, like at the end of The Matrix, spoiler alert if you've never seen it, but who hasn't seen The Matrix?
Right.
At the end of The Matrix, like he becomes almost like invincible, and I feel like Will Smith could be that way more than than Keanu Reeves.
Right.
Although he did kind of have the what's the new movie series he's been doing that he's like a badass action dude.
John Wick.
John Wick. Yeah, so he did
Super
start
badass, too.
It is badass. He does some really cool stuff in there. And I feel like he's good with like guns and stuff.
Oh my God. His training for guns.
I saw that. It was crazy. But I still think that Will Smith would have rocked that role.
Once again, another person that I feel like you could fill into any kind of role, and he'll figure a way of making it awesome. He played the genie after Robin Williams, and I had a hard time with that because Robin Williams was the genie.
Envisioning it, I had a hard time, but when I watched it, he rocked it.
He rocked it. He was probably the best part of that movie, to be honest with you.
I would agree with that.
Of the updated Aladdin, and it was good. I liked it. Not everybody did.
I mean,
but I thought he was probably the
very
best.
easy on the eyes,
Yeah.
but I mean, he definitely was the best part of the movie actor-wise. So
actually, my flashlight's on randomly, but I'm gonna look up a movie real quick because my favorite Will Smith movie is not a typical Will Smith movie.
Is it Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, it's not. It's not.
I love Pursuit of Happiness.
Hold on, it's not. And it like this
Is
movie.
it the one where he like lost his family and then like
his lost his daughter,
like, hire these people?
Yes.
It was a great movie. I can't remember what it's
so
called.
that movie kind of went hand in hand, kind of with like how my life.
Look at that list of movies you're going through right now for Will Smith.
It's insane. Gemini Man, great movie. It's not even in here. Like,
there's just so many. That's why.
Where is it? Okay, Collateral Beauty.
Collateral Beauty. It was a great movie. I will say that. It's a very sad movie.
It is, but it's like I feel like it's a very important message, and I feel like people that haven't gone through loss, from somebody who like has, like I feel like it is an approachable movie for them to like kind of put themselves in a position to like understand where like friendship comes in, love comes in, a lot of different things. I think it's a really good message.
Pursuit of Happiness. Anytime I'm feeling like my life sucks,
Yeah,
I watch Pursuit of Happiness,
yeah.
and I'm like, whoa, like that's like next level sucky. Right?
I actually
this dude came out of it and did great things with it, right? So
I just bought Gemini Man like 2 weeks ago. Like actually went out and bought the movie for
yeah,
Cam.
it's a great movie. Absolutely. Okay, next one. This is probably more up your alley. Not really my type of movie. Might be your type of movie.
Probably superheroes.
Mhm.
No, Harrison Ford to play Alan Grant in Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Nope.
Once again, hard change. And Harrison Ford seems like he's too over, just like the Robin Williams, where he's too much.
Too big.
Yeah, that's almost the feel I get from that.
I mean, it was the lead character.
I understand, but the personality traits
you lose some of the other characters because you got to pay this.
Here. My thing is, there's personality traits.
Yeah.
He's a very over the top guy, sort of like Robin Williams is. The guy who played Alan Grant was not. He's your mild tempered person.
Right.
It's more stoic. I just too much there.
I agree.
I'm not a Jurassic Park fan. I have seen all of them, and I've watched all of them multiple times. So my wife has them on the TV literally all the time. She watches that like I watch Rocky or Harry Potter, right? I think that it would work. I don't see why it wouldn't work. He's a great actor. It's a lead role. I mean, I think he could.
I don't like him that much. I'm not a big fan. Harrison Ford.
He's Indiana Jones.
I mean, I could do with or without him though.
Okay.
Like maybe that era, but like now, like what has he done?
Well, some of these on the list, you're gonna have to put yourself in that era because it's hard to imagine with them now, but like back when that happened, right?
I can't.
Which I don't think I added the one to the list. I did not add the other Robin Williams one that did not make the list. I'll just do a shout out real quick because it kind of blew my mind a little bit, but I also could kind of see it weirdly working. Is Robin Williams playing Jack Nicholson's role in The Shining?
I can weirdly. I can agree.
1980s. That's like when he was just breaking out. He wasn't like a super big comedy guy yet.
I can agree with you because the craziness that he shows, I can see it.
Right? He was into coke back then.
Well, he can play crazy.
Yeah, the craziness. I can just see the craziness.
I can totally see him like embracing that role.
That may actually almost work because his craziness, once again, goes over the top. I could see him just being over the top crazy in that.
I don't remember why I didn't add it to the list, but I did see that one.
What a crazy movie though in general.
John Travolta to play Forrest Gump.
Nah.
I don't think that works at all.
I don't even see it fitting.
I don't see anybody else playing Forrest Gump work.
Yeah.
I kind of in the same boat. Like I'm not even a huge Forrest Gump fan, but like when you watch the movie, it's Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't see anybody in that.
Could you even envision anybody else? Probably not, right?
Nope.
It's such a difficult role.
Not only that, but just like
the look at Travolta doesn't even look like he fits that. He just nothing about him comes across that way. Like I could see Travolta being Fonzie from the old movies.
Yeah.
I can see Travolta being Fonzie. I can't see him being a Forrest Gump kind of character.
Well, the funny thing you mentioned that Fonzie was actually supposed to be in one of the famous Travolta roles.
I'm not surprised by that. I can see that.
And I can see, based on the era, I can see it. But now I just look at it.
Fonzie was really popular.
But now all I can think of when I think him is the coach and the water boy. That's all I can think about.
See?
Like, the rest of my life, anytime I see his face, I don't think Fonzie.
Was better.
And see, you see that, but I see him as the principal in Scream, all those extra movies.
I see him in the heels, like talking on the cut-off phone in the heels, stomping his. Oh, he was so good in that.
How many Adam Sandler movies was he in?
Just
one.
You sure? Because I feel like he's been in a few. Because Adam Sandler has like a bunch of guys who consistently are in his movies.
He always.
By the way, it's not to get too far off topic. Speaking of I'm pretty sure it's an Adam Sandler movie, but Adam Sandler's not in it. The new Wrong Missy movie that's on Netflix. It's David Spade. He takes the wrong Missy on vacation. He invites her on vacation. And he takes her. It was actually a really good movie.
It's hilarious.
It's definitely an Adam Sandler one.
I mean, it wasn't like a home run movie, but it was like if you just want to kick back and enjoy a comedy, it was.
But that's probably one of those 10 productions a year that Adam Sandler movies put out.
Don't be cheating.
I'm not. I can't.
Laura Jack is cheating.
I literally cannot
She's
read
peeking
that.
at
It's
the
so
list.
little.
Okay, this one is 100% yes on both of these actors to play this role. Because I absolutely hated who they hired, and I haven't watched one since.
Okay.
Hugh Jackman or Matthew Broderick to play James Bond when Pierce Brosnan retired?
Hugh Jackman or
Oh,
Matthew? Or
Hugh Jackman, 100%.
Yeah.
Or
And
who's
Matthew
the second one?
Broderick has,
Broderick.
Ferris Bueller, Matthew
Yeah.
Broderick.
Okay.
He has the look, the hair, the
I don't
face.
like that though.
But Hugh Jackman has the accent, he has the look, he has the class.
He's a showman too.
I wanted both of those for the role, and then they hired this tool bag who doesn't even look like Bond. He's blonde hair and he's all cut. No, that's not Bond. Bond is not cut. He's hairy, and he's not cut. Oh, Hugh Jackman's
Connery.
Hugh Jackman's kind of cut, but he could have put some belly fat on, drink a 6-pack or whatever. Yeah, he would have played the role.
He would.
But this new guy, he doesn't play the role. He's all cut, and I don't like it at all. I haven't watched a single Bond movie since Pierce Brosnan retired. Not a single one, and I won't until they get a better actor. So, anyways, that's my opinion. As a former Bond fan,
Tell us how you really.
what do you got?
You just went in on that one.
I did.
I can see Hugh Jackman playing it way over anybody else, but I don't know who the two people that they got. Who are the people they actually got?
It's only one guy. It's what's his name? He's like a blonde haired dude. Casino Royale. You haven't seen it?
I have seen this.
Daniel Craig is his name. Daniel Craig.
I don't even know.
Yeah, it wasn't a good fit.
It wasn't a good
They
hire.
were trying to change it up and thought his personality would fit it, but his look just doesn't
I think
fit
they were
it.
trying to make Bond more of a badass, but that's not what Bond is.
No.
Bond's classy and elegant.
And there's more badass guys I would
He's
prefer
super
to see if that's the route you're trying to go.
Speaking of badass, in the movie Gladiator, instead of Russell Crowe,
I think I've heard this one.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I've heard
I
this
mean,
one.
really, either way you go, it's like the same, like that, and what is it? Braveheart? It's like the same role.
If it was off the bat and I hadn't already seen Russell Crowe and loved the movie with Russell Crowe, I could see either one.
I could
Yes,
totally see
same
Mel
role.
Gibson playing the role, and
Yes.
I feel like they're very similar actors.
Yes.
You could like literally take those two actors and swap those movies, and it would be like the same thing.
The only thing I will say, if you're going to go off of physique, I feel like at the time, Russell Crowe, he was a little bit
Oh, yeah.
stockier. He was built a little more like
He
a
was-
gladiator.
he's big,
Yeah, but you could change that before production. You can get your body changed. to
Yeah, but, like,
kinda
he
work
just
that well.
naturally
Mel
has
Gibson's
that.
like just naturally just like slimmer and he's more cut. Like,
Dad.
I'm sure you can hire a personal help
He's more dad
trainer
bod.
to get him.
well, clearly look at Michael B. Jordan, right? Like,
Right,
he
yeah.
got freaking huge for Creed, right? And he's
he's
never been big
enormous.
before in his life.
Personal
right? So
trainers can get you where you need to go. They know how to eat and things like that. So
this one, I cannot wrap my head. I can wrap my head around it. I love this movie, and I think it would still work. Johnny Depp as the American Psycho.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, of course, he plays that role
Easy.
perfectly. He's
He's
already
dark,
psychotic.
He's psychotic.
He's already psychotic.
I could totally see it. Now, I think he might have been almost like too big of an actor. I think this is like in the height. Like American Psycho came out like early 2000s. That's like the height of Johnny Depp's career. And I feel like American Psycho is like more of a.
Wasn't that the Christian Bale movie?
It's
He
Christian
was-
Bale,
that's
yeah,
what I thought.
where he's just a psycho and murders people all the time.
Yeah, I remember that. I've watched.
Great
it a few
movie.
times.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I do like Christian Bale.
I like him
actually.
in that movie. I think he's a scumbag, to be honest with you, Christian Bale.
You mean like
As a
I don't know.
person?
Yeah, I don't know him as
Um,
anything about him as a person, but I'm saying as an
Just
actor.
heard the stuff about him throughout his roles through the Batman, where they talked to him about that. And once again, he was maybe
he's
the best
also-
Batman.
He's
Maybe.
also done some unbelievable things. What was the movie where he like became like anorexic,
That's
basically?
what I mean.
what is that?
That's what I mean. He's a boxer.
I mean, he's just crazy.
Did you see the one where he's a boxer? He's like the brother of a boxer.
Oh yeah, he was like
and he like gets down
that's
to
fighter.
like yeah,
Fighter. He's
he
like a
literally
cut.
gets
He's
down to nothing.
not a method. No,
Yeah,
something
some kind of
else.
drug addict. Yeah,
Yeah,
But
he's a drug
he
addict.
was good in
As
that
you
role.
say that, he seems to fit those dark and edgy roles a lot.
But that's what I mean. Like that's what I mean as an actor. I really
Mhm.
like him. I think like he doesn't play the same type of roles. He's like kind of all over the map.
Once again, to this day, he's still my favorite Batman.
He goes
of
from a
all the
hero
Batmans.
to like a zero. You know.
So there was a Batman thing on there, and I didn't even know who the person was, like the actual character.
Of which one?
So I didn't put it on the list.
There's
It was
like
Dark
this.
Knight. I just didn't know the actual character. So I'm like, I can't even. I was gonna Google it. And I was like, no, I'm trying to.
There's a
put this
bunch of
list
them,
together.
but
I'm trying to think.
Okay. We are at now. You gotta think era here. Okay.
Mhm.
When did Die Hard come out? 1990.
Yeah.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Early.
Al Pacino to play in Die Hard.
no.
Say hello to my little
No,
friend.
because he's too clean cut, and I feel like that hurt
God,
him.
he's like a dirty Italian
No,
dude.
that's
Yeah,
what,
but,
and
like-
that's my issue. Is that's 100 what I thought
He's
right there.
played mobster roles like his whole
Yeah,
life.
but like I feel like Mob is still kind of a like
Bruce Willis is that
they live by
badass
a
that fits that
certain-
role.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, he's that
I could
badass.
kind of see it, but I think Bruce Willis is better.
I can't see
Bruce
anybody
Willis fit it
replacing Bruce
perfect.
Willis in that role.
Okay, so that's a quick one.
yeah, it's a quick
Everybody
one.
pretty
No,
much
no
says
one
it.
other than Bruce Willis for that.
I put this one on the list just for Sean, and it might
Oh.
even be a Laura thing. It's totally not a me thing. Sean Connery to play Gandalf in Lord of the Rings.
No. Once again, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings person.
I'm not.
Can't see that role
Could
being
he
replaced.
change his voice to like?
Sean Connery's stocky and big. That guy's tall and skinny.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit at all. Plus, Sean Connery's English accent is way overboard by comparison.
I found this one on multiple sites, and when I told my wife, because I was putting this together when she was in the room, she freaked out and said, "Absolutely not! No, hell no!" Like I've never seen her react to something
By
like
all
this.
means, I'm expecting us to all
Yeah.
go against the grain here on this.
Matthew McConaughey. Now remember time.
Okay.
Remember timing here to play Jack in Titanic. I think it totally would work.
I can see it. I can actually see that one.
I mean, he's young, handsome, charming.
yeah.
He could dress up. Why can't it work? And my wife was like, "Hell no, that movie
Well, she
was
just can't
made
see
for
the
Leo."
yeah, she just can't see the move on.
She
the
can't see
DiCaprio.
it past Leo. She said
Yeah.
nobody else could play Jack.
Yeah, no, I can see that. They're kind of similar in that sense.
LJACK.
I feel like I could see it.
Don't get me wrong, Leo's a
Sorry,
badass actor.
Cassie, but I could see it.
Yeah, sorry.
I feel like any dreamy guy could play a dreamy guy, right?
I don't think she thinks McConaughey.
And that's
But
probably
that
the
might
issue.
be the problem.
That's
That's
probably
probably
the
the
issue.
issue.
She has a personal thing.
But look at
against
the hair.
it.
The hair
Yeah.
is similar.
But like
they're
girls
similar.
typically like him.
They're
so.
similar, very similar.
The
Good
funny
dreamy
thing
guy,
is,
kind of dreamy guy.
to see me as a movie watcher from back when Titanic came out, and really everything he did prior to Titanic to now, Leo is one of my all-time favorite actors.
Yeah,
I
that's
hated
great.
him when the Titanic
Really?
came out. I thought he was just this little goody, like
What movies do you like that he's in?
everything. He Wolf on Wall Street.
I knew that. I knew that was the first one coming out of your
Wolf
mouth.
on Wall
Knew
Street's
it.
great.
Yeah.
I love Shutter Island's amazing. I mean, name just
I
about
feel like
anything.
maybe it's
he's
just because
been.
he hasn't come out with a lot of movies. Maybe like more. I guess there's no movies. That
He
come
comes
out
out
with
with
Tom
one every
Hanks.
other year.
Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
But that was
Fantastic.
a long time.
Wasn't he
ago,
in the
that's what I'm
Ocean's
saying.
movies too? Or am I thinking Matt Damon?
You're
I think I'm thinking
thinking
Matt
Brad Pitt.
Damon.
Matt
Brad
Damon,
Pitt
yeah.
was
Brad
in
Pitt.
Ocean.
Well, no, I was thinking Matt Damon. I always get those two kind of.
So yeah, my wife completely against it.
Yeah.
Like I've never had. Like, she doesn't. She's
You
not
either
very
like him. You
opinionated,
either like him or
right?
you don't, right?
She is not very opinionated. She usually just kind of goes with whatever. And she was like, "Hell no, that is Leo's movie."
Yeah.
Which I think she has a huge crush on Leo. But
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
which I'm okay.
Yeah.
I kind of have a huge crush on Leo. Okay.
Sounds about right.
He's right.
Denzel to play Detective Mills in Seven.
Yeah,
I feel like Denzel can do anything.
I was thinking the same
but I
thing.
do like that's what's his name, right?
Trying to think.
It's
Of
not Brad Pitt. It's
Yeah,
the
it's
other guy.
Damon.
no Morgan
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 Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. I mean, really, I really do love Morgan Freeman though. Like, I love his voice.
I feel like
I feel
those
like
two are
they're
very.
interchangeable.
I feel like those two are very
Yeah,
similar.
I mean, they're in the same kind of categories. Realistically, they do like
Don't get me wrong.
crime-based-
Morgan Freeman's voice, though.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman's
Something
voice is-
about his voice.
Okay, but Denzel
He
is
plays
better
God.
than Freeman.
his
He
voice is
does.
God.
He does every
He does
movie.
play
It
God.
always
Yeah, he
is him,
plays
too.
God in every single thing. Everybody
single
knows that his
movie.
voice
He
is
does
God.
play God. However, Denzel's a better actor.
Yeah, no, but that's
It's
I
just
mean
the
their
voice,
age
though.
difference, like the level of like being
Oh.
able to do certain things. I feel like, but he plays God's voice. You can't,
Seriously,
you
Seven-
can't take it away from
Freeman's voice is just. There's
Seven-
no way.
Freeman's voice alone is like its own
Oh.
entity, and then you have him as
Who's
an
the one who
actor.
plays Vader? Earl Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Earl Jones plays
Earl
Vader's
Jones
voice.
Jr. or
That-
whatever.
that's where Freeman's voice is.
Yeah.
That he's in that category where
He plays
you are
God.
this guy, you're this guy. Nobody else can do this because nobody's
Yeah.
voice.
And I get it.
Match.
But
God is God, guys.
I don't think the movie is any worse or really significantly any better. I think it's a very even swap.
No, well, it just depends on if the voice fits the role. Like if the voice doesn't make a difference and it's just all actor, that's
Well, you got to
the
remember
change.
that role is him laying in a bed, and it's his voice guiding her. So you have to remember that that's kind of or no, I'm thinking of Bones, aren't I?
Yeah, you're probably thinking of Bones.
Yeah, I am.
And he's good.
Or whatever that is.
Okay, I feel like LJACK is going to have an opinion on this one.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready for this.
Jim Carrey.
Where's the females at? Is my
There's some on here.
Okay.
Jim Carrey as Elf.
I don't think I like it. I'm not the hugest fan of Jim Carrey, though.
Oh. Get out! Get out! Just leave.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I like some of the stuff he does, but I don't know.
Okay.
Not
Jim
always.
Carrey lately, other than Sonic, really hasn't been great. Jim Carrey in the 90s was amazing. Dumb and Dumber. He had one of my favorite all-time movies, Liar Liar.
Yeah.
The pen is red.
Sorry, I think he killed me on Ace Ventura Part 2. I liked Part 1. Part 2.
Ace Venturas were great.
See, I didn't like Part 2. Part 1 I liked.
Yeah, Part 2 wasn't
Part
good. That's
2
a lot of
was-
sequels, though. A lot of sequels aren't as good as the
But I think
Yeah,
that's
you
what
gotta
killed me.
remember,
I think
it's
that's what
not-
killed me. I don't know if it's all him, but I think that killed me on him. Is that movie for some reason.
See, I think the reason why I like Ace Ventura or Jim Carrey so much is because my brother is like that slapstick type of funny as well. Like he is not afraid of making a complete idiot of himself just to make everybody in the room laugh. Like my brother's completely good with that. And it is hilarious, you know?
Don't get me
So
wrong.
I really enjoy sometimes that type of humor of somebody just like either A, picking up a room or B, you know, just like going out there and not being afraid to put it all on the line.
I can't lie. One of my favorite comedies of all time is The Mask.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
Mask was great.
wait, are they supposed to redo that?
I heard. Well, they did. They made one with Jamie Kennedy, and it was horrible. It
Oh,
bombed.
did they?
Oh yeah,
I
it was
didn't watch it.
horrible. It was the son of the mask,
So
is what they
we're-
called it.
I'm but I'm probably a no. You're no for Jim Carrey and Elf.
I can't do it.
Okay, all right.
But I do like Jim.
Are you Star Wars buff?
Not really.
I'm not either. So this one's all for
Okay.
Sean. Al Pacino to play Han Solo.
No.
Again, think
I
era
can say-
Once again,
1970s.
you're talking about these set roles in my mind that I just can't even
Well,
picture
we're
somebody
gonna
else.
get into some more set roles in your mind, my friend.
Well, this one's not changing. Harrison Ford all the way. So
Okay, Jack Black to play Alan in The Hangover.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
I
that
can
could
see
work.
that.
I think he would have been better.
Wait,
I'm not a big
guys,
Alvin
we met
Atkins fan.
Alan when we went.
We did meet Alan.
We met Alan, and we got a picture
We
with
did.
Alan. He had a baby on his
But I
chest.
can see that being Jack Black.
I'm not a
100%.
huge Galifianakis fan, honestly. I think Jack
I think
Black
it's
would have
kinda
rocked
He
that
really
role.
would have.
Jack Black should have been that role. Once I saw that, and then the next Hangover one, I'm 100% on. It's a smaller role, but I'm 100% on board with it. And this is Lindsay Lohan to play Jade in The Hangover, which is the stripper that he marries in
yeah.
Vegas.
Heather Graham.
Yeah, Heather Graham's role. I can
I can
totally
see it. I can definitely see it.
They're very similar,
right.
looking anyway.
Lohan's just a younger version of what Heather Graham is.
Yeah.
And Lohan's, still pretty good looking. She's kind of been
Have
into
you-
the drugs.
have you
and
seen
stuff.
that?
Have you seen
wow.
Heather Graham recently? She's still
good looking.
she's still good looking too.
I prefer Heather Graham over Lindsay Lohan. I'm going to be honest.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I'm
I
a
mean-
professional. So
I am a fan of the show, and I can't, for some reason, I can't see it. Tiffany, I'm gonna mess up her name. Thursine Kelly Kapowski from
Thiessen.
Yeah.
Tiffany Thiessen.
Thiessen.
Yeah.
Okay,
Tiffany.
Kelly-
You should put the middle name because it makes
Mhm.
it easier. Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Okay, well, her to play Rachel in Friends.
Nah, Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
I agree. However, her to play Monica in Friends, I love it.
Yeah, I
I
could
do,
do
but
that.
I think she's
could
too
get down with
sweet.
that.
Monica has that nasty kind of attitude at times.
She could probably have that.
Kelly Kapowski
Maybe.
kind of, I could see her doing
I didn't
it.
see it.
I can see. I can see that. I can't see her.
But
playing
based off
Rachel.
Kelly Kapowski, I
Like
can't.
Rachel, I still look at Jennifer Aniston and go Rachel. Like
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
still Rachel to me. I don't.
Well, she
even-
looks the same
yeah.
as she did 20
Yeah,
years
I mean,
ago.
she really
It's
hasn't
not
done
the same.
much. Since
She doesn't
Friends.
age
I mean,
at all.
At least,
Don't say things like that.
Cox has played in like Scream and
What
like
do you mean?
whatever
She
else.
played in the breakup with.
She's
Vince?
yeah, she's
That
doing
was
what-
good, but it was still not a big time movie. Or
What was the one
What do
she
you
did
mean?
with Adam Sandler?
She's great.
Oh, that was new. The Netflix movie she did with
No,
Adam Sandler.
no. She had a big screen one with him.
Yeah, she did like. I forget what it was too.
Where
You're right.
she was trying to act like his ex-wife, or they were going through a divorce. Friends with benefits.
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
No.
So they have done two together.
They've
You're
done-
right,
yeah.
I mean,
she's done here and there movies.
Here and there, not. I would say,
and she's doing the Friends reunion
I feel
show
like she
now.
does other things. I feel like she's into other like entities, not
she probably does
just
like fashion and stuff.
Yeah,
now.
She probably also has a lot of money still coming from Brad Pitt.
right. Like and Friends for God's sake.
and
Friends is like
yes.
the biggest franchise like ever.
How much did HBO just pay them to get them on their HBO Plus?
And she was like the top person pretty much
sure.
coming out of it. Everybody's still obsessed
No.
with her.
Actually, Matthew Perry is the one who gets paid the
I mean,
most.
I get it, but
Matthew
like,
Perry probably had the best career after.
yes, but like,
It's still Jennifer Aniston,
right.
and she still looks like.
would we
She
choose
looks
if Matthew Perry
looks
was
like
here
she
and Jennifer
was still
Aniston was
in
here?
Friends.
Where would we
She
go
looks
with
like she
this?
aged 5 years from the end of Friends.
Yeah, maybe.
And this is like 25 years later.
Yeah, she looks the same.
She
to
looks
me.
the same.
My boy Sly Sylvester Stallone to play Superman instead of Christopher Reeves. I
just can't-
I can't see the.
No, I can't.
Like,
see
how
that.
can
I
he
can't see
change
the
his voice?
No.
you know?
I can't see the resemblance.
I
what
can't
you
see
s-
it. I don't
what
think
you
he's got the
expect
voice
out-
for it.
I don't see he looks like Superman at all.
Superman's too like
He did hit,
perfect.
if you look at Sly, his jawline is kind of square, and that doesn't remind me of Superman at all when you
No,
look
I
at
don't
him.
like it.
Yeah,
Plus, he's kind of short.
I don't like it either. I don't think the voice is what does it for me though.
Yeah.
I would take Stallone in almost any role, but I just can't picture Superman having an Italian voice.
I
think we should
Being-
go in here and
We should hit these bags in here.
yeah.
Being his
We have to get back to Rocky.
Being
basically.
Superman's background as a country boy.
Right. I can't. I just can't see it. And
He's
then,
like, oh, they hit these
like,
bags.
and during the day,
this."
he's like some smart, like financial person or something, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we're gonna do some numbers in here. You know, like I just can't see it. You know, I have a bad Italian accent. I know I butchered it. I just can't see it.
Clark,
Okay.
yeah. I'm gonna be a reporter. Can you see him being a reporter and having to like talk proper, like do like
Yeah.
a
Oh,
11
is that what
o'clock
he is?
news? Yeah,
Yeah.
reporter.
I thought he was like
He's a
financial.
writer. He's like a
Clark Kent's
writer.
reporter.
Yeah,
He's a reporter.
Yeah, I can't
Could
see
you
Stallone.
imagine him like having to speak
That makes it
proper?
even worse.
Yeah.
That makes
There's
it
like
even
absolutely
worse.
no chance.
Tom Hanks to replace Tom Cruise
No,
and Jerry Maguire.
no.
To replace-
Jerry Crews Tom Cruise got that
No.
slick back hair. He got that lawyer-esque fail to him.
I feel like you put Tom Cruise or Tom Hanks in a
I
suit.
know.
He could
I
pull
can't.
it off.
I see the country boy. I just see the
Actually,
country
you know what
boy.
I can't see with it? I can't see that what makes that movie is the scene where he's like,
I can't believe Tom
"Show
Cruise.
me
played-
the money."
Yeah, I can't believe
And-
Tom
Right.
Cruise actually played that role. To be completely honest with you.
I think could have done a better job for the person. Which don't get me wrong, he was probably the best, like, well-known actor. in that movie.
No, I get it.
But I feel like they could have done so much.
yeah,
better.
but I'm surprised that he actually ended up playing that.
Shout
role.
out to my boy Jay Moore though. He was awesome. in
Yeah,
that
oh,
movie. I love Jay Moore. He's
Yeah.
one of my favorites. This one's going to really insult Sean.
Oh, man.
Billy Crystal as Buzz Lightyear.
He just puts his head down. Like,
Yeah, no. Where does anybody even think that remotely sounds right? Think of that voice coming out of Buzz Lightyear.
Supposedly, Tom Hanks was a shoo-in. Nobody else was going to get that role as Woody, but Buzz, Tim Allen, and Billy Crystal was like such a hard choice for.
Think about okay. So
I
I'm
mean,
going to use two
realistically,
Disney
they're-
movies here. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to use Monsters Inc., which Billy Crystal's in. He's the little green guy. Think of that voice, and think of that voice trying to play Buzz. That don't work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe he can change his voice. Oh,
No, he has one of those Italian voices that you were just saying about.
But Robin Williams can change his voice all the time.
Yeah,
Some
Not
people
every-
can just change their voice. Like these comedians, a lot of them can mock
Yeah.
their voice.
Once
something
again,
different.
going off what I know.
And
no.
I honestly look at Tim Allen. I honestly don't look at Tim Allen as having that to infinity and beyond. Like, but he's
see, every
able to
time
change his voice.
See, I know that voice when I hear it.
But he doesn't have a deep voice like when he talks. And like you got to think about this. At the time in 1995, Tim Allen had just been busted for having like over 6 kilos of coke in his car
And he's
and
doing
somehow
the kid
skirted the law because in
Mhm.
Detroit at the time, you went to jail for life if you had that much in your car.
Mhm.
And there's a famous drug dealer that's still sitting in prison. He was a 17-year-old drug dealer when he got caught, who's still sitting in prison today over having a very similar amount. And Tim Allen didn't do any jail time. And you have him doing a kids movie now.
Mhm. Yeah, I get that part.
So I can see where they're like, can we really put this guy?
Same thing with Bob Saget. Like Bob Saget is like
Bob Saget's dirty.
when he was like playing Full House, you know, like think about it.
But I think Disney, or actually it was Pixar at the time, right? When they first.
Well, no, it was both. They were mixed, but they weren't owned. But they didn't own Pixar yet.
Okay. But you got to think, like the people at Disney at the time had to go, can we really put this coke addict like as like one of the main people?
But I think that's like the Pixar. Wait, is it Disney or is it Pixar?
It's both. That movie was both.
Okay, so I think Pixar kind of does that though with they kind of play like the adult line and the kid line where it's like we know that adults are the ones that are bringing their kids to this movie, so we do want to entertain them, but we also want to make sure that these kids like don't exactly know what we're talking about, so we gonna cover this up. So like I think that they do this kind of like line of like keeping adults entertained and keeping kids entertained, that it's not too like over the top.
That's a Nickelodeon thing.
I mean that's an every kid's movie thing.
I know,
there's
but
a lot
that's
of
what I'm
dirty
saying,
jokes
though,
and like.
But that's what I mean. But Pixar's who kind of like really brought it to the movie industry as well.
Kevin Hart in Pets,
yeah,
is one of the dirtiest things I've ever seen in a kid's movie. He makes so many raunchy comments that the kids hear us laugh and they're like, trying to keep up.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, we're gonna move on to super controversial. There's two in my opinion, but I added a third because it's the same person in the third one. O.J. Simpson as the Terminator. I kid you not.
No.
I kid
Wasn't
you
he
not.
like locked up at this point?
No. This is like well before that. He was an uber celebrity at this point.
I know he was, but no.
And he was big and strong. And
that's fine.
Loved him. He was very.
That's fine, but Arnold literally looks like a robot. When you look at Arnold, he looks like a robot.
Supposedly, they wanted OJ. OJ turned the role down because he had other things he was working on at the time. He wouldn't have been able to meet the deadlines that they wanted. So then they went to Arnold was number 2 for that, from what I read online.
I feel like Arnold did really well in that film.
Could you imagine if Terminator 1, 2, and maybe even 3 was played by somebody who murdered their
Oh, jeez.
Well, like he wouldn't have even probably gone to 2 and 3 because he would have been like.
Well, he wouldn't have got to 3. 2, I think he would.
Yeah, he would. Like he would have been like
2
in the
would have
middle
been right
of his
before
court
that.
battle,
I think.
basically. He'd have been like, I can't really show up on Monday because I'm going to be in court. So yeah.
They probably would have moved the movies away from anything.
Well, I get it, but I'm just saying, like, what do you do at that point? It's basically in the franchise.
I think that like kids nowadays would actually know who O.J. Simpson is, and when they don't now, like, there's no way they know. Like my daughter's not gonna,
yeah, but the thing is maybe they would have known more about O.J. Simpson had O.J. Simpson not made the decision that O.J. Simpson did.
That's true. You're right.
Because he would have he was a big name, like you said. He probably would have done big things in the community and for football and for other, and he just like totally screwed up his whole.
The last well, I guess you call him actor or celebrity. We'll just say celebrity is mostly for me. And it's two different movies, but the one I knew about, the other one I had no idea, and it blew my mind, and I thought about it for like 20 minutes of how much I would have loved it. First one is the movie Southpaw. You guys know the movie? Mm-hmm. That's where the boxer's wife gets murdered, and and he loses his daughter for a period of time. Eminem was supposed to play. That's who they had pictured when they wrote the script. That's who they had. But Eminem at the time was trying to get his rap career back going and decided to pass on the role and said, I'll do some music for you though, and passed on the role. What do you guys think about that?
I can see it. He has
and he loves the box too, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
He has a feel for those grimy movies like that. I can see it.
I could see him playing that.
I feel like he's had such a even though it's been rich and successful, I feel like he's had such a crappy life that he could really embrace that. Like Jake Gyllenhaal, I never get the he always makes me feel like when I love the movie, but he always makes me feel like what's this guy? He shouldn't be in this movie. He doesn't fit. Like he comes off as kind of he does a decent job of being like a kind of ghetto looking dude, but I still feel like it's Jake Gyllenhaal when I'm seeing that movie, and it doesn't fit for me. So I would have liked Eminem, and plus I'm a huge Eminem fan. Yeah. I would have loved Eminem in that role. But here's the one that blew my mind. I had no idea about this, and I wasn't even trying to research it. It came up on another list. Eminem to play Brian O'Connor in Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I don't know if I can see that one though.
I can't see it, but at the same time, I would love to see it.
Here's the question.
It is kind of a fast-paced, music-based, like,
here's
car,
the thing.
you know, I can see it. But
I almost didn't see, like Brian in the movie. No, I ended up growing to like Brian in the movie, but I felt like he was too pretty boy looking.
And that's my problem right now.
Undercover in that scene, right?
Yeah, but he was typical like California boy though, too. And he was in that space. So it's like, it kind of seems like a typical surfer boy, like coming in, wanting to get in on it, you know? Like, I get what you're saying too. Like, I think he looked less like a cop than he did.
I can see Eminem in the movie. I don't know if I can see him playing the Brian role.
Yeah, I don't need that.
That's the best.
I can see him.
I can almost see him playing Dom's role before
I see Dom.
No. See, I would not have.
Wasn't Ja Rule in this? Like, they pretty much did this anyway.
Not Ja Rule, Dom.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Dom. I can't see. Dom is huge and strong. And
once again, I'm taking them out of the role and putting him in and having him from point A. So I'm not saying I already see this person. I'm interchanging them from the beginning.
Are people really going to be intimidated and scared by Eminem? I don't see that.
You think he can't get jacked through a personal trainer and getting ready for a movie and make?
I don't think he has the frame to get jacked.
No, I don't think he's getting Dom big.
No, he's not getting anywhere close to Dom big. Like,
that's true.
Like Vin Diesel was huge.
That's true. I guess I couldn't put him next to The Rock.
Vin Diesel had a twin brother either.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I heard that though the other day. But...
I don't know. I saw that and like at first I was like, no, and then I was like, well, wait a minute. He would fit the undercover role way better than like the pretty boy. Like if I'm just saying like
but
if you're trying to make a movie real, right?
Yeah,
like
but
you're
then he's got to get the girl, and the girl ain't gonna go for him.
Here's the catch.
She's gonna go for that. Come on.
He's going for. Hold on.
You said it already. Here's the catch. You're thinking of the role based off different locations. The movie's set in California.
Right.
That look that Brian is California.
I grew up in some rough neighborhoods. Okay,
we're not talking rough neighborhoods. We're talking California.
No, it's a rough.
There's some rough
neighborhoods. There definitely is. But
it's a rough scene. The car racing scene. It's a rough scene. If I'm in that scene and I'm putting myself into real life. If I'm in a real life crew that's car racing and doing jacking stuff and all this other stuff. And then that guy shows up, I'm like, this motherfucker's a cop. Like, I would know from the start, from the jump.
The one guy did keep saying that.
Well, that's just because he was trying to get after her early. But I mean, I would be like, from the start, like, there's no way in a real life that Dom would have been like, oh yeah, this guy's cool. Let's go let him hang around us. Like, he'd be like, get out of here, pretty boy surfer.
Yeah.
You know, like when M could.
Hey, he saved Dom though in the one part of the race.
Right, and that's why he got in. That's why he got in.
Right.
He said, "Because the Buster came back for me," you know, in his voice.
When none of you guys did.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Eminem ain't getting that voice and doing that.
No. But M could play the Brian
from the Dom.
100%.
I just can't see it.
I can see it, but I don't know if he could drive. I've never seen Eminem drive anything. Right?
They're not driving in that movie. They're on carts and things like that, pulling them.
You think so?
They've shown the movie being taped.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I could see it. I feel like M, ever since he got rich, has been doing nothing but sitting in the backseat of a limo or a town car, and he thought we'd go somewhere. I don't even picture him driving. Do you picture him driving?
No.
Yeah, he's in the back writing and listening to music.
He's got his headphones on.
Yeah, he's got his headphones on. He's not paying any damn attention to where he's going. Like the driver could take a wrong turn.
Although I could see him. I could see him. What was the one? The like tech guy, the like skinny tech guy that like was into music, and he was like that guy who fixed cars. Like I could see him playing like that role.
But he was like he had a mental thing going on where like he was like not.
Yeah,
but I get it.
They would have had to change the role a little bit to make it so that he wasn't. And if you know him, you know he's definitely not a techie.
No, but the
he
thing
can fix cars and stuff.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Though, like the point is that he was like the guy who was the main guy who was fixing.
I feel like though, if you have a name like Eminem, you have to put him in a relatively large role. Though, similar to Robin Williams, like you guys said, right? You have to. Like, he's not going to play like the eighth man down.
Well, what do you make?
I mean, but there were so many. Like The Rock. There were so many big names in there. Let's be real. Like that was the whole franchise. Was they just kept bringing in big names?
You know why he probably didn't take it though.
Even the female.
I'm not going to be on set with Ja Rule. I'll kick that dude's ass.
Like, I don't think Ja Rule was in all of them.
I think he was just in the first one.
I thought they brought him back for one of them.
There might have been like one or two.
I thought he made an appearance.
But they had that type of role
After
in
the
every
first
film.
one, they had
though.
Ludacris. That's
Yeah, I was
why.
gonna say
in every
role or every film they had that role.
Yeah. I could see him playing like the rapper role
right.
almost.
And then it got to the point nobody wanted Ja Rule back. So
yeah, although his scene is classic, right? Like he's like the girl comes over and she's like, "Win or lose, you get me, but if you win, you get her too." And he's all excited, and then like he's driving, and then Dom takes off. He's like, "No, Monica," because he knows he's not getting either girl if he loses, right? Like, and then like sure enough, right afterwards, like Monica, and she's like, "What, bitch? You didn't win," and she like walks away.
Right.
Classic scene. The original Fast and Furious was one of the best movies.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they ruined it with having way too many.
Part
I
9
don't
comes
know.
out next
I like
month,
the
right?
one that was in like Tokyo or wherever.
Tokyo
Drift.
Yeah, I was into that.
Yeah,
I really like.
I think the first like 3 were good, but number 1 was amazing. The next 2 were decent. Like the one where him and Tyrese, that's the guy's name, right? The rapper.
He's one. Yeah,
One of the rappers. There you go.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Yeah.
So
that one was pretty good. And then like I love the part at the end where like pockets ain't empty, cuz you know, and they sold the money from the cosmetic. But anyways, Fast and Furious, great movie.
Clearly a fan over here. He knows like every line.
I like Fast and Furious.
I mean, when I was a kid, I was watching Fast and Furious quite a bit.
I like all.
Teenager.
I mean, that was kind of our era though. Like people were into like the Civics and the like, you know.
All I wanted to do was like pimp out my dynasty.
Pimp My Ride.
I just didn't have the money, or I would have, you know.
What is it? Ice Cube, Pimp My Ride.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
Was it Ice Cube? Who was that?
No, that wasn't Ice Cube. That was
Exhibit.
Yeah. Well, that was my list. What'd you guys think of that? Did you have fun with that?
I had fun.
That was good.
What was your favorite one?
Probably Robin Williams for.
I'm gonna go with the Cassie one from Titanic, Matthew McConaughey.
No. Really?
Yep.
That's your favorite?
Yeah, just because we contradicted.
We all 3 of us did, but that's the
right.
That's the man mentality versus the woman mentality, right?
Maybe, yeah.
So
we're seeing for what it is. They're literally the same actor.
Or Will Smith for the.
Come on, they're
Will
both
Smith for
Matrix.
Neo is my favorite.
Yeah, Matrix. I think that's pretty.
Hold on, time out. Matthew McConaughey and Leo are both in American Wolf on Wall Street.
They are. But Matthew McConaughey is a way smaller role, though.
Yeah, just the beginning.
Classic role.
But he's the mentor. But he's the mentor. He's technically the mentor.
Like, that's when Leo's like trying to be like straight edge and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, so you need to like snort like this much coke and then go jerk off like 7 times a day. That's how you
then
take
go make
the
your calls
off.
and then you take a break."
Oh my god.
I can't even remember the line, but Matthew McConaughey is hilarious in that scene. And like he's sitting there like trying to learn the business. He's just like, "Holy shit, this is what it's like." And then fast forward, he's like, you know, yeah we know what
he's 10 times worse.
No, way worse than Matthew McConaughey. Kids Corner. What are we doing?
Was it you last week or me last week?
I think it was me first last week, but we got a guest star.
We do. Dun dun dun.
I feel like she should just be a permanent fixture. Like she should be here for almost every episode.
Do we have a contract to sign?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get her to sign a contract. You can have 45% of our profits, which last time we checked was like 55 cents.
That's hilarious.
Hey, I think this week had the most views.
55 cents.
Oh, I didn't even.
Rich.
The last I looked, we were at 10. So
no, the one with Dave, our last.
Yes, but that one's been up for 8 weeks now.
But it's still like at like 20 views.
That's at 8 weeks. 1 week we got 10.
Hey, I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. I also did some video editing on YouTube and threw out a couple clips.
Yeah, let us know how you feel about that. Anybody.
Lord Jack's our only fan, and she's here with us.
My wife listens on podcasts.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie.
She's gonna have to go to YouTube and watch the clips, and they're also about football, so she's not gonna like.
She's not gonna watch those ones.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna start doing that. I think every week, hit up a couple clips.
Why don't you guys ever talk about like other sports, like basketball? Like we all have been in a fantasy league, and you guys haven't talked about it at all.
Fantasy
I beat both of you. I'm on top of both of you currently.
Basketball is depressing to me right now.
I beat you. I mean,
And I'm
what am I
not a
gonna say? I just
basketball
had to
person.
make sure I brought it up.
We already have
On
planned.
live,
We
you
already
know.
have planned our fantasy
Make
football
sure.
You can
episode.
come to our fantasy football episode. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
we're
You'll
gonna-
actually learn something on that when you show up.
I probably will, honestly. I need a lot of help. I'm not gonna lie. My last year did not go as planned.
Neither did mine, so we're
It
all
never
good.
does.
Mine
man.
didn't either. I lost in the championship.
I'm always like, I think I got a good team. Then it's like 3 seconds later, half my team is like hurt. I'm like, okay.
Here's to put it in perspective. The year prior, I had a D ranking from Yahoo.
Yeah, and you
I
got
won the
one.
championship.
Mhm.
I had an A- ranking from Yahoo, and I
You
missed the
lost,
playoffs.
Yeah, why you
Now,
didn't worry about rankings?
I had injury issues, COVID issues,
did
and
I.
I ended up having to trade away like 3 of my best players just to have depth.
Thanks, by the way.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's my problem is I don't trade enough. I don't get like overly involved in the trading. I'm like, once I like stick to my certain players on my team, I'm like, these are my guys. Don't touch my guys.
And see,
you
half of
know?
my team was traded onto my team. So
Right, but like I don't know. I
That should be a
think
sound effect for future.
These are
I know,
my guys.
these are my guys. Like literally, that's how I feel. No lie. Like these are my guys. Like
That should be our intro
like
to
I
the
want,
show.
I want, yeah,
Hold
like,
on,
these
during
are my,
fantasy,
these are
that-
my
that
guys. But like, you know, honest to God,
Playing music?
yeah.
No, Zoom. We are not playing music. That's hilarious.
But no,
I hope that shows up.
I do. I get like
Yeah.
really, I get really attached to them, and then I'm like, I don't know why you want to trade me because my guys are better than your guys, and then I get this like in my head about it, and really they're trying to probably help me, but I get like.
My trade is always involved that can this work for you? Yes. Can it
Yeah.
work for me? Yes.
But
That's my trade.
the one dude literally put up the most insane trades all season.
Oh, I know.
He was messing with my mind. Like I blame him.
Well,
I blame him.
My
Literally.
trades were legit about just that. Like, for instance, I had to trade for like 6 running backs throughout the year.
Yeah, you did.
Because free agency, there was no running backs. You
Yeah.
could get somebody
That's
get
because I had him half
1
on
point.
my team. I had like 8 running backs. You should have come to me.
And then here's me. I made the most epic, like, overthinking in fantasy football history. right?
Yeah.
I was totally trying to take advantage of the COVID. And I thought when the Denver Broncos had no quarterbacks left and they had to play their game with a receiver at quarterback, I'm thinking like, this dude's going to run. This dude could probably throw. He's going to complete some passes. He's going to, -9 points.
Yeah, I remember that.
-9 points from putting, because I was like, I could run 2 quarterbacks essentially, right?
What was his yardage?
Receiver, so I could put him in at receiver.
And he's gonna end up
And
getting
he-
quarterback.
Did he
He's
even
gonna get
complete a
quarterback
pass that
points.
game?
He
Wait, what
completed
receiver was it?
one swing pass in the
What
game for
receiver was
-2
it?
yards.
That's what it was.
It was
Yeah.
some dude off their practice squad. I've never heard
Yeah,
of
he
him.
didn't even have time to practice. He got so
I
just-
literally was trying to outthink. That's how bad my
Horrible
depth
idea.
was. If I had good depth, I would have never dreamed of playing that guy in the WRT spot. But I was like trying to overthink fantasy football.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
you definitely overthought that one.
Kids Corner, you got a story about your dog?
Yeah, he's just really, went up this weekend, had to do a roof at my camp. And like, when I say this dude is just so good, like I was up on the roof for about 8 hours, maybe 6 down for 2, then, but like legit, like I not one time had to like call out and be like, get over here or like come back. Like this guy stays in my space. He knows where he's supposed to be. He's just such a good dog. Like and he's a boy. Like he's my first boy dog. I never had a boy dog before. So I have nothing good to say or nothing bad to say about him. He's just he's the best dog I ever had. So I'm just very lucky.
I feel like my dog the same way. I can take her outside with me and like she'll just stick here. And if she does like run off, I can call her, she'll come right back,
Well, like this is a camp. Like there's animals, like there's scents that he can pick up. Like there's things that he wants to go. And like I'm not there like over here, I don't have him on a lead. Like this dude like runs free, but he doesn't. Like he wants to be a good boy. He wants to be right by me or like right near me or like looking up at me. And even like if he does, like he gets to a place where like because he's little, he weighs like 10 pounds, I think. If he's like underneath the car and I'm like, bud, let me see you. I can't see you. Show yourself. Like he really will just be like, here I am. like he like understands what I'm saying. It's like surprises me every time that he just like comes moseying out from wherever he is. Like I'm here. I didn't go nowhere, Like he's just such a good dog, man. Lucky.
That's awesome.
Dogs are maybe a little different than kids.
They are. For
They
sure.
are, yeah.
There's
I'm
You guys-
lucky.
leave it at that.
You guys have both
Lucky.
met Rosie, so
Rosie's a good dog too, right?
All these dogs, all your guys' dogs are good.
You're up, Shawnee.
All right, so I'm gonna go with recent. We've actually, since my parents are away, we've adopted Daisy, my parents' dog, and she's been at the house. Well, Ollie goes to bedtime around 7:15. He's now adopted. When we go to bed, we say our prayers before laying him down, and as soon as we get to the end, we pray for Grayson, Oliver, and Rosie. He goes and says, Daisy, Rosie, Daisy. Well, you've heard, I think you guys both heard him say Rosie. Maybe, well, you have.
I think I've heard him say Rosie, yeah.
Daisy's the new one. So now he goes, Rosie, Daisy, Rosie, all over the house. He goes around. If he can't find them, Rosie, Daisy. But the worst part about it, the crazy part, because that's the cute part. The crazy part is as soon as he says Daisy, unlike Rosie, who kind of, she loves you, she talks to you. No, Daisy just barks. And then Rosie starts to bark.
That's a beagle for you.
Oh, yeah. And then Rosie, who doesn't bark, starts to bark back. And then Daisy barks back. So we have another 10-minute of barking.
Yeah.
Well, I've done a lot of roaming on this show.
Yeah. Are we getting an Olivia story?
No, I actually feel like
I did one Olivia story, I think. So.
No, I think you've done at least 2.
Maybe. That may be pushing
in 10 episodes. I mean, Roman gives me a lot more material. Yeah. But this is kind of going to be like a joint one. But it starts with Olivia. My daughter is absolutely 100% obsessed with yoga.
Yeah. I saw that one on vacation with you.
I mean, she literally does yoga like 5 times a day.
It's really good for her, though.
Which, it makes me sick that both of my, I mean, it's probably a good thing, but both of my kids have better abs than I've ever had before in my life. They're both like, Roman's got like an 8-pack. We have no virus threats. That's great.
I'd say virus threat. Protection.
We are protected.
We are protected, guys. We're good.
So then Olivia goes and she finds these like YouTube videos for like yoga, and she found like couples YouTube videos, like couples yoga. And she gets Roman to do yoga with her. But these are like super acrobatic, like
holding on your feet and
yes. And then Olivia has to take the male role because she's able to lift Roman, right? And just some of the most, I need to start taking pictures of it because some of the most entertaining things.
This is.
And then as a father, so like you have to embrace the fact that your kids are going to get hurt. Right.
Yeah.
Like you have to embrace it, and you have to but at the same time, like if you can avoid it,
you try. Like, you don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, don't want to be in the ER all day.
Right. Yeah, I really don't want to go to the ER on Mother's Day, like whatever. Yeah. Right. So you try and avoid it, and like Olivia's holding him up in this one pose, and he's head down.
By the way, what you guys can't see is he lifted his feet up off the ground.
Yeah, like she's like holding it with like I can't even remember.
Is it like
all kinds of stuff? They're like he's laying on her back and she's lifted him. It's like Circus Olay.
Is it like airplane?
Should we demonstrate this on the show?
It's like Circus Olay in my living room, right?
Could we demonstrate this on the show? Actually,
but the one pose, she's holding Roman up in the air. He's head down, and I'm just picturing her dropping him on his head, right? Which, don't get me wrong, he's a tough kid. I talked about him taking the soccer ball at face. He's a tough kid. He'll probably be fine. We have hardwood floors in the house. It's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt. Yes, it's gonna hurt.
But it's still gonna hurt. But all I can picture is like this is gonna go bad. So I tell Olivia, like, let's stop doing this because I think you're gonna drop Roman on his head. And she's like, eh. And she just keeps holding him. And I was like,
she's like, if I do, I do.
You're like, eh.
And I'm like, no. I'm like, I think you should stop. You're going to drop one on his head. And she's like, I'm not going to drop him, Dad. And I'm like, says every kid right before they drop their brother on their head. Right? And like, this is the first time that like Olivia's not like instantly listened to me in quite a while. Because she does. She just listens. Yeah. And like, I start seeing her arms shaking. I'm not going to drop him, Dad. And her arms are shaking. And I'm like, can you please put Roman down before you drop him on his head? And she's like, man, why you gotta ruin it? And she just drops him on the floor. Not on his head, but she like kind of like just threw him on his side, dropped him on his floor.
Now, what if she would have just thrown him on his head?
I know.
That would have been funny. Oh, you think I'm gonna drop him? There you go.
You told me to drop him.
There you go, Dad. You told me to put him down.
You told me to put him down. That's what you get. You know?
My question is, what would your reaction have been if she gave you that attitude and thrown him on his head?
I would have put it past her.
Surprised. Like, okay.
I mean, she does beat up on her brother quite often. Like, he'll try and like pull wrestling moves.
Yeah.
And she'll just like sit on him. Like, dude, I'm bigger than you. There's nothing you can do about it. She
Right.
literally double his size.
Yeah, but one of these days, man,
Oh, he's strong, but she can just sit on him.
as long as she can get up to sit on him, one of these days he's gonna like pull a move and get her in some kind of lock. And
Gentlemen's
be
Jack,
over.
the unofficial sponsor. Cheers, number 2.
cheers.
Cheers.
It's not bad.
So, question: who's up for finishing the bottle?
No.
Very little left there.
You know I will.
I mean, how many more shots is that?
That's probably one.
2 each.
I
Yeah,
mean, we
that's
could make
probably
an
one
actual
each.
like.
I could see that being one each.
Well, I'm cool with that if you guys want to sit and hang out and drink. But we should probably deuces here. Deuces.
Deuce on 10.
Signing off on number 10.
It's a 10.
10.
It's a 10.
It's a 10.
A fucking 10.
Deuce.
Deuces. Now I got it. Why is my mouse not working?
See, it's not just me.
There we go. Now it's working.